Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here with another scrapbook process video, and for my layout today we are just playing with some supplies that, in all honesty, I was in the process of cleaning up and putting some supplies away, and I was organizing my color drawers, and I ended up finding this piece of white cardstock that I had just done some leftover. I think I had made a layout and this was like leftover ink that I just threw on this white piece of paper and said, oh, I can use this down the road for a layout. And while I was cleaning up, I found it. And so it basically sparked the organization that I was doing with all of my color boxes, caused me to just pull different random bits that matched the colors in this piece of paper, and basically I then proceeded to create this layout. So there's no real rhyme or reason to the items that I pulled. I didn't really have a picture in mind. I had just went to my scrap bin and pulled all of these different pattern papers that you see me measuring right here, and I basically just pulled all this together and created a layout. So there's really no rhyme or reason to this one. I just wanted to have some fun and create, and so this is the result of that. At first I wasn't going to even film this as a process video, but in the end I am glad I did turn the camera on. So there, while I was talking, I just took those scrap pieces of pattern paper, and I want to, because this is only an 8.5 by 11 piece of white paper, I am going to take these strips now and make them span the other sort of 2 inches, give or take, so that I get about, I want to say we're at like 10 3/4, maybe something like that when it's all said and done, or 11 inches, something like that. So basically that's what you see me doing here, is I'm just measuring these all up, and it's not perfect. That white paper is warped, so this is definitely one of those things where if you are a perfectionist and things all have to line up and it needs to be perfectly squared, this is not going to be the layout for you, because that mixed media paper alone was near impossible to get completely flat and straightened. So I basically just make it work the best I can, and it's a little wonky. It's not perfectly straight across, but you know what? It is definitely homemade for sure. And I actually really like how this layout came together. I will also tell you that when it's all said and done, this is definitely one of those more is more layouts. And you'll see in a minute exactly what I mean by that more is more. Now that I have the background created, I also took a sticker from a sticker sheet. I want to say it was like a really old Bella Boulevard. No, not Bella Boulevard. No. Echo Park, Cartabella, I think, sticker sheet, and it had this ruler. I took that, and that sort of was my border that went between that white paper and all those pattern papers, so it kind of made it look finished edge. And then I have taken all those same scraps so that I didn't have to put them back in my scrap bin, and I just layered them all up in behind my photo as a sort of a collage of pattern papers behind my photo as a mat. I then took 2 different Project Life or Pocket Life cards, and those are going to go down below my photo. One of them will eventually have journaling on it, and then the other one will house my title, as you'll see as the layout goes on. And here are the first set of stickers, or first part of my title, I should say, which, like I said, is going to go on one of these Pocket Life cards. So I'm going to spell out the word hour, and then in a moment I'm going to grab that stamp set that is off to the right, that is kind of piled underneath some things, and I'm going to stamp that word favorite, and that is going to be the second part of my title. For this I'm using a yellow, and I want to say I can't remember what color it is. If you need to know the color of that I'm using for that stamp, just let me know and I will put it in the comments below. But I stamped favorite with that, and then I'm going to pull out those same pink stickers again, and I'm going to spell out the word spot, and that is going to be my title. So it's going to be Our Favorite Spot, and this is a picture of the sign from Animal Kingdom Lodge, which for our family, that is by far our favorite place to stay when we go to Disney. It's the one that we keep going back to time and time again. We are Vacation Club members, and so we always stay at a Disney resort, and that one has become sort of our family favorite. So we love it there. It is sort of off the beaten path, and it's kind of out of the way, and just the atmosphere and seeing the animals, and we just absolutely love just hanging out at the resort. Even if we aren't going into the parks, we just like to hang out and catch all the sights in the actual resort itself. So now that I have everything for the background and the photo placement and the title on, here is where, like I was saying, the more is more is going to come into play. As I said at the beginning, I was in the process of organizing my color bins and sort of putting everything back into color bins and putting these things away, and I found this paper, so I went and all those items that I was putting away, I ended up just gathering up all the ones that matched the mixed media in the background of that piece of white cardstock, and decided I'm just gonna do a more is more layout, and I'm just gonna pile all this stuff up on top of each other along the border strip of this whole layout, and then I'm going to do one other cluster down here by where my journaling is going to go, and I'm going to try to use everything. And that's exactly what I did. I had pulled out, as you saw, a ton of stuff, and there's random stuff, like there's a telephone, and like there's like things that have words on it that I covered up most of because it didn't make sense for the layout. This is one of those, like, it didn't have to be themed, or it didn't even have to like have words that I wanted you to be able to see. I just wanted to layer up a ton of embellishments and just see what I could do with them on this page. So if you are a fan of more is more and you don't mind random embellishments on a page, I totally would say try creating a layout like this where you kind of just pile things up. I actually really love this sort of haphazard kind of thrown together look of this. It's really fun, and it's a great way to get product used up and on a page and out of my stash. So a finishing touch for this one, I am just putting some enamel dots in amongst the long cluster that I have on that left side, and then in the bottom cluster. And with that, I am going to finish up with a couple of brads that I actually took the pieces off the back and just put them on the layout with some foam tape. But apart from that, I am going to punch a Mickey head from some leftover pattern paper and stick it right there at that bottom cluster. And with that, here are the still photos. And guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.